I wonder who that could be.
Hello. Are you ready to receive Jehovah's love? Is revealed to us in the Bible?
How can you demonstrate that God even exists?
Because it says so, here in my Bible, as clear as day. God is the first cause. Everything that happens is because He caused it to happen.
I don't follow you. If everything in the universe had to have a cause, then what caused God?
Nothing caused God. God has always existed. He is without a cause.
Sorry, but isn't this just an example of the special pleading fallacy?
I don't follow. What do you mean by the special pleading fallacy?
Special pleading is where you create a rule, such as everything needing a cause, and then arbitrarily exempt something from that rule without demonstrating why it should be exempt. In this case, God. By saying that everything is caused, and therefore must have a cause, you create a rule. Then by simply exempting God from this rule, you are making a special case for God. This is what is meant by the special pleading fallacy.
Ah. But we do have evidence that nothing created God. The evidence is in the Bible.
What do you mean by evidence?
The Bible tells me that Jehovah created the universe, in Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1.
But this is yet another logical fallacy. You are simply asserting that God was not created and has always existed because God says so. Your argument is flawed, as you have yet to show that God exists in order that He could actually say that He exists. In order to speak, God would have to exist first, and yet you have not proved His existence. Would you believe that fairies exist just because a book says that fairies said they exist?
No. Don't be so silly. That would not prove that fairies exist.
And therefore your arguments haven't proved that God exists either. And another thing. Even if we accept your flawed reasoning and accepted that a God created the universe, how do you know it was your God, the Jewish God of the Old Testament? The one that you call Jehovah, and everyone else calls Yahweh. How do you know it wasn't one of the many thousands of other gods that people have worshipped over the centuries? Some of whom are still worshipped today.
Because the Bible tells me that my God, Jehovah, created the universe, in Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1.
But their holy books also tell them that their God created the universe. What evidence do you have to show that they are wrong and you are right?
Because the Bible tells me that my God, Jehovah created the universe, in Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1.
I thought so. I think I'll remain skeptical about God's existence until someone can demonstrate that He actually exists.
But don't you want to hear what He has to say?
If something cannot be shown to exist, how can it possibly have anything to say?
Good point.
Thank you for stopping by.